Hello everyone and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new anime film being released in theaters stateside by G-Kids, Pompo The Cinephile. Is this movie able to capture the thrills of the filmmaking process? Let's talk about it. Pompo The Cinephile is directed by Takayuki Hirao, based upon the manga by Shogo Sugatani. Pompo is a talented and gutsy producer in Nollywood, the movie-making capital of the world. Although she's known for B-movies, one day Pompo tells her movie-loving but apprehensive assistant Jean that he will direct her next script, a delicate drama about a tormented artistic genius starring the legendary and Brando-esque actor Martin Braddock and a young actress seeking her first break. But when the production heads towards chaos, can Jean rise to Pompo's challenge and succeed as a first-time director? This seems to be the week of me reviewing projects about the filmmaking process, as I just covered Paramount Plus's series The Offer, which chronicled the making of The Godfather. This time around, however, we have something a little bit less rooted in reality with Pompo The Cinephile, which takes the idea of a first-time director getting his big break and turns it into a beautifully animated fantasy of sorts. What film geek hasn't dreamt of getting the chance to make their passion project and to stand up at the Academy Awards to receive recognition for their work? Pompo takes this dream and weaves a narrative that fulfills all of those fantasies. So, going into the film, as a huge lover of anime, and being the cinephile that I am, I was fully prepared to fall in love with it. Unfortunately, I have some real issues with a lot of the messages in Pompo that ended up not sitting right with me, though I still think there might be enough here to satisfy diehard fans of this medium. Let's start off with the positives. First and foremost, this film is so lusciously animated that I could stare at it for hours on end. The amount of detail in every frame is magnificent. There is also just so much inventiveness in the way certain scenes are composed and shot. Who knew that animators could make the banal task of editing on your computer look so thrilling? Scenes of our lead Jean hacking through film reels with a giant sword to convey this process with epic Japanese pop music in the background is truly inspired indeed. I also really love the segment of Pompo where they were on location in the Alps filming their movie. These scenes as Jean tries to get the perfect shot, as he tweaks the script to make it more his own, or when he finally sees his famous lead go method acting and become the character on the page. This is where the movie really packed the most punch for me. These scenes are when the movie slows down a bit and it finally begins to ring true to the creative process. But just as quickly as the movie gets to this point in its story, it's all of a sudden over. As I said earlier, my biggest issue with Pompo The Cinephile is in its messaging. For a movie about following your dreams and working hard to accomplish your goals, there is something very dour and pessimistic about its perspective. You could argue that that is just how the film industry, or in a broader sense life, actually is. But Pompo acts as if it wants to be a wish fulfillment fantasy for all of the film geeks out there. So the tone of the whole thing just feels extremely off. Our lead character Jean is visibly shown as different through the bags under his eyes, beady pupils, shrugged posture, and grayed complexion, whereas everyone else around him looks fresh and bright. His young producer Pompo tells him that she picked him to be her assistant because he is obviously a social outcast and has no will for life. And that is what breeds creativity. And that anyone with a sparkle in their eye is incapable of so. First and foremost, this does not lend itself well for a captivating protagonist, which Jean is not. And second of all, anyone can find creativity and passion within themselves despite whatever their circumstance might be. This is a recurring problem throughout the entire film. Pompo, who has basically found her fame and fortune through nepotism and creating crappy B-movies, has a whole lot of opinions about what is right and wrong and states them all as fact. Pompo declares that films should never be more than 90 minutes because society should not be subjected to concentrate on something longer than that. Or that all lead actresses must be beautiful and have sex appeal, or else your picture will fail. And of course, this whole idea of who is and isn't capable of being an artistic visionary. I found myself frustratingly waiting for the movie to counter all of her ridiculous opinions, yet it runs with them and sadly embraces them. This leads to a finale as Gene is racing to finish his magnum opus, where he comes to conclusions about his life and what has finally gotten him to this place that will sour the soul of anyone with a creative heart. But maybe I completely got the whole mood of this film wrong, and all along it really is a dark, nihilistic meditation on the lengths one must go and what must be sacrificed to achieve an ultimate goal. Either way, Pompo the Cinephile never finds the right footing in its storytelling, and thus becomes a jumbled and confused mess of misguided ideas. I absolutely love the concept of this film, but that's as far as I got with it. So I will be giving Pompo the Cinephile 2.5 clapperboards out of 5. Breathtaking animation and some inspired and imaginative set pieces aside, this anime gets lost in its conflicting messages and tone. Pompo starts out as a cinephile's dream, but quickly turns into a nightmare. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel and my review for Pompo the Cinephile. I would love to hear all of your thoughts and commentary on this one, because I have a feeling it's going to be extremely divisive within the film community. I also would love to hear if you had the same issues with its messaging that I did, or if you got something completely different out of it. So please sound off in the comment section down below, and until next time, my friends, take care.